So one of the things that hurts me is when I see people who are trying to heal, they're trying to move on, but there's certain things that's keeping them stuck. One of those things is I need closure. The other thing is what we're talking about here today is, did I make the right decision? So you made the decision to end the relationship because you've identified that partner as toxic, destructive, abusive, narcissistic, manipulative, controlling, whatever term it is. Either way, not healthy to you, not healthy to your well-being, destructive to your well-being. But yet now you're out of the relationship, you're actually free, or maybe they ended the relationship, but you were questioning, should I go back? Is this the right decision I made? So I'm going to give you some information here that can help you to answer that question for yourself, to get you unstuck. Life is short. We don't have time to waste and be in limbo and be dragging out relationships that are causing us so much chaos and drama and trauma, right? Taking up so much time of our lives. We don't have time for that. So let's help answer this question so we can put this to rest. If you're new here, my name is Nailah Abdullah. I'm a mental health therapist turned toxic relationship coach. And here on this channel, we talk about overcoming toxic relationships. And overcoming can be in the sense of healing from it, right? Getting through the trauma that you've experienced, being able to transform yourself into a place where you will never end up in another toxic or narcissistic relationship again, because you've made the necessary mindset shifts that needs to be made. So let's go ahead and answer this question. Now get your pen and paper out for this one, because this is a little heavy and it may take you having to kind of go back to this and do some of the work yourself if you're going to do it on your own. So the first thing I want you to do is ask yourself this question: did I make the right decision to break up? Or did I make the right decision to allow the relationship to end, however it worked out for you? Is this question coming from a place of emotion or logic? So in order to determine whether this is a question from emotion or logic, you want to make a list of the evidence of why you initially, right? Because at some point you felt like it was best not to be in this relationship. Now this is a little challenging because our minds were created to soften the blow, right? To take us out of places that cause us pain. And that's a good thing, but in some ways it can hurt us because it can keep us in a place of denial or put us back into a place of denial, right? So you may know initially why you wanted to end the relationship, but now when you're in a place of, is it the right thing? You start to try to think, your brain, really, your mind starts to conjure up some of the good things. Well, it wasn't really that bad. So it's starting to play tricks on you. So I need you to take control of that mind of yours and go back to where things were initially when the relationship ended, when you all broke up, and ask yourself, why did I think it was best for me? Right? And this is an exercise you're going to have to do maybe for a couple days. Everything may not come to you at first. But the point of this is to use evidence. Use evidence, because evidence comes from logic. When we are functioning from a place of emotion, that is very dangerous, because our emotions, again, it was created to soften the blow, to take away pain. So emotions are going to lie to us. They're going to make us feel things that are not real sometimes, that are not true. Okay? But when we're talking about a situation like this, and I call this a life or death situation, because when you stay in these relationships, the longer you stay, the more it pulls at you, the more it kills a little part of you. So yes, this is life or death. So when we're dealing with serious situations like this, we need to put emotions on the back burner and we need to get to logic. And the logic is the evidence, the facts. It's like in the courtroom. The judge doesn't care about how you feel. They want to see facts and evidence. So that is what you're going to do for yourself in this case. So I made a list of some of the things that you can ask yourself if you're having difficulty creating that list of evidence of why initially you thought it was a good decision to break up, not how you feel now and that you're questioning it, but before initially. Here are some of the questions that you can ask yourself to help you to create that list. Was the relationship causing you pain? And don't think, all relationship cause pain. Healthy, normal relationships should not generally cause you pain. There can be conflicts. There can be certain things, yes, that there can be some pain here and there, but it should be a rare thing. Okay? So was this relationship causing you pain? Was there emotional distress, right? Were you not at ease? Okay. Were you feeling on edge? Was there anxiety involved when this person was around? Even when they were being nice to you, there was still anxiety because inside you knew that something was going to eventually happen to trigger you, right? Was it taking away your peace? Did you have peace with this person? Is this the life? Is this the life that you want 5 to 10 years from now? Because sometimes people don't think about that. They just think about, yeah, right now it's nice. We're going hanging out. We're doing this. We look cute together. We're taking pictures. We're on Instagram, whatever it is. We have to let that superficial stuff go. Is this the life that you want 5 to 10 years from now? Is this the person you want to grow old with? What you're experiencing with them now, do you think you can handle this for the next 30 years? Right? Is this a relationship that you would want for your daughter? And if you don't have a daughter, a niece, a younger cousin, is this a relationship that you would want to see someone that you love? And it helps sometimes to look at someone younger than you. Is this something you would want to see them in? Right? So answering these questions, again, brings the logic out, not the emotions and how you feel now and you're in limbo. No, this brings the logic out. Answer those questions, and that will give you the evidence of, was this the right decision to break up? So I want to address one of the questions that often comes attached to the first question of, did I make the right decision to break up? Is, but what if they change? Yes, that might be going through your mind right now. But what if they change? Because you might feel like, well, I might be missing out on someone good because maybe they changed for the better and now I lost. This is where faith comes in. Right now, the focus needs to be on you. You came from a battlefield. This is not a normal breakup. If we're talking about a breakup from a toxic and narcissistic relationship, this is not a normal breakup. This is like you coming in from a battlefield as a military person, right? So you need to heal. You need to focus on you. You don't have time to figure out if they're changing. Focus on your healing, and this is where the faith comes in. If this person really is not who you thought they were, a toxic or narcissistic person, reunification will happen. But that's where faith comes in, where you're not trying to control every aspect of a situation. You're just doing what you can within your capacity and leaving the rest to God. So let me be clear that this is not advice to wait, okay? What I am saying is that we never know how life can go. If this is a rare case, and again, if you're watching my channel and you're listening to this video, more than likely you've been through hell where you have identified that person as toxic or narcissistic. And more than likely these people do not change. But let's say, for the heck of it, that this person may not be that. And, you're focused on your healing and you say, okay, I'll have faith that God will guide, us where we need to be when we need to be there, but I'll focus on my healing. But I'm not saying to wait. Your priority needs to be your mental and emotional health. Okay? So you don't want to sacrifice that, because that's what will happen as you wait and you keep holding on. You're focused on them and how things are going with them. You're not doing the work that needs to be done. And you can't do both. Okay? Let me just say that. You really need to focus on you and you only. Because a lot of times these people, when they see that you're still attached, they're going to use that to manipulate you. And you will be right back in that cycle again. Okay? So you really do want to detach. You do not want to wait. You do not want to sacrifice your mental health for that, because that is what will be happening. Here's the thing. When you are connected to these types of people, even after the relationship ends, let me emphasize that there's still manipulation and abuse that can happen after the relationship is technically over. That is why I'm such a big promoter of going no contact. And that is something I teach in my course, the Relationship Detox, and I work on with clients one-on-one for those of you who want that. I focus on that heavily in the beginning, because you cannot move forward if you still have some connection to them. I know for some of you who have children, that's challenging, and then we work on what minimal contact looks like. But any attachment to these people gives them access to still cause some type of damage to you. When we go through trauma, our brain has, there's rewiring that happens, right? So there's damage that's happening to us, emotionally, psychologically. So the longer you stay attached to them, the more damage that's being done. And when you finally do get away, if you ever do, now there's more work to be done. And if there's children involved, now there's more damage being done to you being able to show up as the best parent to that child or to those children. So, saying all of that to say, it is so important to completely detach and detox from these type of people. So if you're wondering, but what if they change? Leave it to God. Focus on yourself. Okay? And if it really is one of those rare cases where you made a mistake, trust God will guide you back in the right, healthy way. I hope that this video was helpful for you. I know the first part of my answer is some work to be done. So let me know in the comments below how that went for you, if you were able to make that list of evidence. And of course, if you have any questions, put it in the description box as well. But I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, because there's a lot more content coming your way on this topic to help you to heal, rebuild, and move on and break the cycle of toxic or narcissistic relationships. And if you know someone that has been through something like this before, or they are going through something like this, go ahead and share it with them, because life is too short. Okay, we don't need to suffer with situations like this. I call this avoidable suffering. A lot of times it's because we have not learned how to cultivate relationships. We have not learned how to be in romantic relationships. Let me emphasize that. In my own personal experience, I come from parents who were very philosophical and talked a lot about boundaries and healthy boundaries and things like that, but no one ever really sat me down about, picking a partner, picking a husband. That was always taboo as the girl in the family, so there's reasons that we have failed at that. And it's not to blame anyone or blame ourselves, but it's avoidable suffering, because we live in an era where we can learn from other people. There's resources. Like, we don't have to stay stuck in that. And we don't have to continue that cycle either. Like, it's just not necessary, So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you, and I'll see you in the next video.